Hello, friends, and welcome back to Literacy Time. Are you ready for some more fun? All right, let's get started. Today, we will be listening to The Napping House and Corduroy and speaking about how the settings in the stories are different. Then, we will be writing about how they are different. Hello, my friends. So, right now, we are going to be doing a picture walk through both of the stories that we have been working with, and we are going to really focus on the differences that we see in the setting. And just a reminder, the setting is where the story takes place. But before we do that, let's go over the parts of a book. So we have the front cover here, and the front cover has the title, has the author and the illustrator. The author writes the words, and the illustrator draws those beautiful pictures. And then we have the back cover with some information and maybe a picture. We have the spine, really important. Why is that? Holds the book together. Good. So let's actually start with Corduroy and go through this story a little bit, okay? So let's see. We have Corduroy. What is the setting in Corduroy? Do we remember? Let's see. They start in the little shelf with all of his friends. And now we see that they are in a busy shopping center or a department store. So they are in a department store throughout the story. But when he realizes he lost his button, he travels to a different part of the department store. He goes up the escalator and feels like he's moving on a mountain. Then he reaches the second floor, which is still the department store, but this is showing us a lot different things, right? We're seeing a couple of different things. We have the beds, we have a sofa, we have a lot of lamps, and Corduroy is just amazed down there at all of this stuff. So we stay in the department store, and now he is on the mattress because he thinks he found his button. Right? It's not his button. The watchman is now hearing things and going to look and investigate what is happening. He finds Corduroy in the bed, brings him back down. So now we're leaving the upstairs and going back down to the department store that we were first introduced to. And we see the shelf where he's put back. But Lisa comes along and she is buying Corduroy to bring home with her. So now we're leaving the department store setting and we are going to Lisa's apartment where she lives. And here we have Lisa's bedroom. And here she is sewing up Corduroy's button and ending with a big hug. So we start with that department store, right? That department store is a big part of that story. Now in the napping house, the setting's a little different. Let's see. Where do we start with the napping house? We do have a napping house. And what's the weather like around that napping house? A lot of rain. A perfect time for a nap. But as we go through the story, we go into the napping house and it takes place right here in this bedroom. If you guys pay attention to the window, you'll see the weather changing. So pay attention. So we have the bedroom, and this is where we are. And they all are going to start climbing on top and taking a little snooze. Snoring Granny, the dreaming child, a dozing dog, a snoozing cat, a slumbering mouse, still raining outside, and there's a flea. It's really hard to see that flea because he's so tiny. And then it all goes a little crazy, right? We have the mouse waking up because the flea bit him. A lot of stuff, but still look at that window. Let's see how the weather changes outside. Looks a little bit more yellow. And that's because what came out, do you think? We had the clouds and the rain. The rain stopped and the sun came out. And we end the story with the setting looking a little bit different. It now is very bright. There's a beautiful rainbow. They're all outside. So we have all of the settings in the stories. Now I want you to really think about how they were different. So yesterday we talked about how they were the same. Today we're focusing on how the settings in both stories are different. Today you will need crayons and your Lesson 8 activity sheet. So yesterday we talked about settings that were the same. And so we looked at pictures like 2 houses, 2 different beaches, different pictures of outer space. So we looked at a couple of different ones that were the same. Now today, we're going to use those same pictures to look at settings that are different. Okay? So, what do you notice about this picture? It's a picture of outer space. We have some stars. What is this? The Earth. Good. We have our rocket ship and we have different planets. So this is the solar system. This is outer space. And this is all the way up in the sky. Now, let's look at a different picture. What do we notice here? What is this? It's a house, right? It's a house on land. It's on some grass with a tree, some flowers. What's this up in the sky up here? The sun and some clouds. So, if we look at these 2 settings, they are different. And actually, this is how it would look. So, this is the house down on land. And the solar system is all the way up here in the sky. Above the sun, above the clouds, all the way up here. So these 2 settings are different. Now let's look at another one. Back to one of my favorite pictures. What do we notice in this picture? You notice the water. We have some sand. I wonder if it's hot. We have the palm trees all the way over here. A nice blue sky with some clouds. Nice. So we have the beach. Okay. Let's look at another picture. What do we notice here? This is a new picture. We didn't see this one yesterday. What do you notice? Where is this? It says it right here. Carnival. They're at the carnival. We had a carnival this year during school. This is a carnival with a lot of rides, right? Does anyone see the roller coaster back here? So we have this. We have some balloons, a lot of games. We do have a blue sky, but I think that's the only similarity we see between these 2 pictures. These are very different settings. One is the beach, and one is a carnival with all of these games and rides. The beach doesn't have any of that in these pictures. So my friends, today you are going to be using your Lesson 8 activity sheet, and you are going to be trying to figure out what are the differences in the settings between Corduroy and the napping house. And you are going to draw that and try and write a little bit about that. Okay, so if you need a reminder on the stories and their settings, you can play back the video and go through the picture walk with me. Okay, so really think, how are these two settings different? Okay, I'm not going to give you the answer. There's a couple of different ways. Okay, ready? On your mark, get set, go! Great work today, my friends, looking at the differences in the settings of both stories. I will see you back here on Monday for some more literacy time. Bye.